my friends and fellow VEDSies. We're trying new angles because I'm too lazy to move my camera stand. I have a camera stand, you're probably thinking? No, but I have a lot of textbooks and yearbooks and binders stacked on top of each other, and it's a little precarious, so I don't want to move it too much. Now, I'm going to be completing a challenge today, one set by Jesse. He challenged us to show or talk about something that we love or like that no one would really expect from us. And I didn't think I'd be able to do it. I pretty much have talked about everything I'm passionate about. But then I realized everything I like I've talked about, but I haven't talked about one of my favorite ways to express that I love them. You see, I'm kind of a cheapskate sometimes. I don't like to buy anything that's more than $5 or $10, so a lot of fandoms merch I don't have. I know you can see 2 posters, but those were both presents. I didn't spend the money because I don't want to. But there is one type of merch that you can buy pretty cheap. Pins. I mean, if you've ever gone into a Hot Topic, you know those giant barrels they have of pins, and they're all $2 each. Yeah, you can get a lot of fandom stuff for not much money, and so I have quite a few pins, and I thought I would showcase my collection. Now, because there's quite a few of them, I took them off their cork boards and sorted them. You can see one of the cork boards still hanging up in the background if I move over here. The other cork board goes over the bed, or at least it should. It doesn't stick very well. It falls off all the time. These are the Beauty and the Beast pins I have. It is my favorite movie, so I have enough that they warranted their own category. The top 4 are from Five Below. They were part of a Secret Santa gift from my senior year from a good friend of mine, Skylar. This one was from Disney World. It is slightly terrifying, but a couple of my friends pitched in to get it for me as a late birthday present because they all forgot my birthday, and so even though it's slightly terrifying, I don't quite want to trade it. This one is also from Disney World, though I bought it with my own money. It's legitimately pretty. It doesn't strike terror to the heart of people, and it also is a mirror. Or at least it is if you have enough of a fingernail to open it. I don't quite. This other one came from Hot Topic, and this was actually a pendant for a necklace that a friend bought me for Christmas that the chain broke, but I loved the pendant, so I just kind of pin it up to the corkboard. This next group are the Marvel pins. The cap one I got in Disney World, and the other 4 I actually got the other day. I was shopping for my brother's birthday, which was yesterday, the 27th, and I grabbed some other stuff for him, some Muppets and some Guardian stuff, and I saw the pins, and they were $1 each, so I figured I would treat myself to a couple new pins, because I just did 4 videos on the MCU. I should probably have a little more MCU merch than I do. These ones right here are my miscellaneous Disney pins. I got all of these in Disney World over the course of my 2 trips there. This one I got the very last night before we left. I wanted to have one more pin, so I got Roz. She hangs right over my desk and is very motivating because I know she judges me if I procrastinate too much. I actually traded for this one in Epcot. I was in a store in Epcot, Japan, and that is Hades, Pain, and Panic, and it was super cool. So I traded this dude I met there because he had a lot of Disney villain pins, and I was super for it. Speaking of Disney villains, I bought this Ursula one because I love her. She's a dream role. It's so cool. The birthday one was from that same time when all my friends forgot to celebrate my birthday, and so they made it unofficially my birthday while we were in Disney World. My friend bought that and had it, pinned it to my bag, so wherever I went, everybody was wishing me a happy birthday. I know it sounds horrible that all my friends forgot my birthday, but in their defense, they were also on their closing weekend of their musical, and they were all kind of losing their minds. They were forgetting their own names, so the fact that they forgot my birthday wasn't that terrible. This one is supposed to hang off bags and stuff. It's the grape soda pin from Up. It's really sweet. I'm normally not a pastel person, but it just, it warms your heart. Here's Mary Poppins. This was in the gift shop right next to where we ate breakfast every day. So I ended up getting this and Cap there because we were staying in the Caribbean resort. And I'm a sucker for Mary Poppins. This is from Soarin', the ride in Epcot where you fly over a bunch of attractions and locations, and I'm particularly fond of that ride. Patrick Warburton narrates it, so, I mean, not just that, but it helps. This one was super amazing. So they gave us pins before we entered the park so we could start trading, and I had a mini bow, and we were in Animal Kingdom, and I saw this. This is the Rooster Bard from the animated Robin Hood movie. It's not colored because that is an even less common pack, the non-colored birds, and that sounded a little racist, but you know what I mean. It's not painted on, and it's not one you see very often. You don't usually see the silver pins, and you never see stuff for Robin Hood, so the fact that I was able to trade it was so cool. I'm so proud of this. I thought I lost it at one point and I cried, but blissfully we found it. It had fallen off a bag, which is why I no longer carry my pins on jackets or bags. I actually used to have 3 very kawaii type pins. They were giant. They were from a friend my sophomore year. It was Steve Rogers, Bucky Barnes, and Sam Wilson, and they were super cute, but they all fell off and got lost. So I vowed never to lose pins again. These are my Star Wars pins. There aren't a lot of them, but they're great. The top 2 are Hot Topic. The bottom one is Disney World. This one is just such an iconic scene. I had to grab it. Again, I'm not a pastel purple person. I'm not a pastel person, but this was great. I'm one with the Force and the Force is with me is one of my favorite quotes because I love these guys because I'm actually a big Chinese kung fu film fan, so Donnie Yen was like the most exciting person for me to see in a Star Wars film, and I loved them, so I have 2 pins for them and 1 Han and Leia pin because those are all my favorites. And last but not least, these are my miscellaneous pins. The pins that don't really fit into a category because I love the thing, but they're not necessarily common or feasible to have. The purple one is obviously the iconic quote from the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I didn't actually see this movie growing up. I grew up with the Tim Burton version, but I've grown to love the original, and it's such a nice quote. Over here, I don't know if you can read it. Oh, caption my caption. I got that when I was in the yearbook. I was one of the writers and designers of my yearbook, my junior year, and I was the writer of most of the captions. I'd say 75 to 80% of the captions were partially or entirely written by me. This one over here is actually a beach pass for Sea Isle City, New Jersey, which is where my family is from. My mom's family is from there. My brother was born just outside Atlantic City. This is South Jersey, about an hour south of Atlantic City. Real pretty, real small. It's gotten more touristy since I was little, but I'm still very fond of it. And we're actually in the process of trying to make sure they don't tear down the original church. Yeah, they're trying to tear down the original church building from the 1860s or the 1880s. But that's where my parents were married. That is where my brother and I were both baptized. And so we're trying to raise awareness for that because it's a beautiful historical landmark. And even though I'm not terribly religious, I still want to possibly, get married there. It's very important to us. But that's not what's important. Let's stick to the pins. This one is from our production of the Vagina Monologues last year. I was involved with that. It was odd. I usually don't do anything that sexually charged, even though my part was pretty tame. I did get to make a little Shop of Horror reference, though I'm not sure how many people caught that that's what I was going for when I said feed me in that low voice I was doing. Because really, who would think about Little Shop of Horrors in a time like that? Me. Only me. This one is Pinky and the Brain. I'm a huge Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain fan. We grew up with a VHS of the Halloween episodes, the Dracula one, Meatballs and Consequences, that one where they go to hell that I cannot remember the name of, but it's some of their best, and it's some of my favorites because I grew up on them, and so I had to grab it because where do you find Pinky and the Brain merch? This one in the middle is real gorgeous. I think it's so aesthetically pleasing. It was sold by our theater arts and performance group TAP last year to raise money for a conference that they were going to. I didn't get to go because I didn't want to fly. So yeah, those are my pins. I think the angle changed because you're seeing a lot more of the bed where all my laundry is than you were before. I don't have a roommate, so I can do that. And I hope you enjoyed this. If you want to give me pin recommendations or want to hear more about what pins I desperately want or want to give me pins, tell me. There are some really awesome ones that I would love. Oh my god, the Great Movie Ride pins. The ride is discontinued, so they're super expensive. They're way too expensive. The cheapest they're going are like $60. They're selling these pins for like $100 online, and I'm like, that's ridiculous. But it's also Mickey doing Singing in the Rain, or Mickey and Minnie in Casablanca, and I kind of want them because I love those films, and I love pins, and I loved The Great Movie Ride. I'm still mad that they closed it. I'm still so mad. But this isn't Defunct Land. I don't have enough time to research to be Defunct Land. But yeah, this is what I'm doing. This is how I collect things. This is how I show my fandom pride. I have to do some reading for my psych class because that's at 1. So I'll see you tomorrow.